You open a drawer. You see an old photo. The photo is yellow. It feels old. You touch the paper. It feels rough. You look at the photo. You see faces. They are smiling. The eyes are happy. The skin is smooth. You see clothes. They are old. You see a room. It is small. The photo is in your hand. You feel the weight. It is light. You smell the paper. It smells old. You hear the crackle. The paper is dry. The photo changes color. It turns yellow. Silver particles oxidize. The paper breaks down. You see the change. It happens slowly. You look at the photo again. The colors are different. The skin is darker. The clothes are faded. The room is smaller. You see memories. They are happy. You feel the photo. It is warm. You hold it tight. You remember the past. The memories are clear. You see the faces again. They are smiling. The photo is old. It is imperfect. It is special. You like the yellow color. It feels warm. You feel close to the memory. The memory is happy. You look at the photo again. You see the yellow color. It is nice. You feel the paper. It is rough. You smell the old smell. It is familiar. The photo is in your hand. You feel the weight. It is light. You look at the faces. They are smiling. You feel happy. The memory is clear. You put the photo down. You look at it again. It is yellow. It is old. It is special. You like the photo. You feel the memory. It is happy. The photo is yellow. It feels old. You touch the paper. It feels rough. You smell the old smell. It smells nice. You hear the crackle. The paper is dry. You look at the photo again. You see the faces. They are smiling. You see the room. It is small. You feel the memory. It is happy. The photo is special. You feel the photo. It is warm. You hold it tight. You remember the past. The memories are clear. You see the faces again. They are smiling. You feel happy. The photo is old. It is imperfect. It is special. You like the yellow color. It feels warm. You feel close to the memory. The memory is happy. You smell the old smell. It smells nice. When you look at the photo, you notice the colors are fading because the silver particles are breaking down. The paper is old and dry, which is why it cracks when you touch it. You can hear the sound clearly because the room is quiet. If you handle the photo carefully, it will last longer, but if you touch it too much, the oils from your skin will damage the paper. The photo is special because it reminds you of happy memories. When you see the smiling faces, you feel happy too. You can see the room in the background, and it looks small, similar to a cozy little house. The clothes they are wearing are old-fashioned, like the kind your grandparents used to wear. If you look closely, you can see the texture of the fabric, which is similar to a soft blanket. The yellow color of the photo is nice because it gives it a warm feeling. When you hold the photo in your hand, you can feel the weight of the paper, which is light, like a feather. You can smell the old smell, which is familiar, like the smell of an old book. The smell comes from the chemicals used to develop the photo, which is a process that involves silver particles and light. If you compare the photo to a digital picture, you can see the difference. Digital pictures are sharp and clear, like a mirror reflection, but old photos have a soft, warm quality, like a sunset. When you look at an old photo, you can see the imperfections, like the scratches and fading, which is because the paper is old and fragile. But these imperfections are also what make the photo special, like a unique piece of art. The photo is a reminder of the past, when things were different. When you look at the faces, you can see the happiness and the love, which is something that never changes. The photo is a way to connect with the past, like a bridge between two time periods. If you look at the photo carefully, you can learn about the people and the time period, like a history lesson. You can see the clothes, the furniture, and the background, which are all clues to the past. When you hold the photo, you can feel the connection to the people in the picture. You can imagine what their lives were like, what they did, and what they thought. The photo is a window to the past, like a time machine. If you look through the window, you can see the memories and the emotions, which are still alive, like a flame. The photo is a way to keep the memories alive, like a candle that burns brightly. The photo is also a reminder of how things change over time. When you look at the photo, you can see the aging process, like a flower that blooms and then fades. The paper is old and fragile, like a leaf that crumbles in your hand. But even though the photo is old, it is still beautiful, like a sunset that never fades. If you take care of the photo, it will last longer, like a treasure that you cherish. The passage of time is a process that is both fascinating and melancholic, as it renders the photo a fragile and ephemeral entity, susceptible to the ravages of aging and decay, much like the human experience itself. The memories and emotions that are evoked by the photo are a testament to the power of nostalgia, which, as a psychological phenomenon, has been extensively studied and documented by researchers in the field of cognitive science. The act of reminiscing about the past, facilitated by the photo, is a complex cognitive process that involves the retrieval of stored memories, the reconstruction of past events, and the emotional resonance that accompanies these recollections. This process is often compared to the concept of palimpsest, where the original text is overlaid with new meanings and interpretations, much like the way our memories are continually rewritten and reinterpreted over time. The photo, as a physical object, is also subject to the laws of physics and chemistry, which govern its degradation and deterioration, a process that is accelerated by exposure to light, heat, and moisture. The silver particles that comprise the photographic image are gradually oxidized, resulting in a loss of detail and contrast, much like the way our own bodies undergo a process of entropy and decline as we age. This parallels the second law of thermodynamics, which states that the universe is characterized by a gradual increase in disorder and randomness, a concept that has been applied to various fields, including biology, psychology, and sociology. The photo, in this sense, can be seen as a microcosm of the human experience, a symbol of our own mortality and the impermanence of all things. As we gaze upon the photo, we are reminded of the historical context in which it was taken, a context that is shaped by social, cultural, and economic factors, which, in turn, influence our perceptions and understanding of the world around us. The photo is a window into the past, a portal that allows us to glimpse the lives and experiences of those who came before us. Much like the way that fossils and artifacts provide a record of the Earth's history and the evolution of life on our planet. This is a concept that is central to the field of historiography, which seeks to understand the past as a complex and multifaceted phenomenon, shaped by a myriad of factors and influences. The photo, in this sense, is a historical document, a primary source that provides a unique perspective on the past, one that is both personal and universal. The process of looking at the photo is also a reflective one, as it invites us to consider our own place within the larger narrative of human experience, a narrative that is characterized by themes of love, loss, and longing. The photo is a prompt, a catalyst that sets off a chain of associations and memories, which, in turn, evoke a range of emotions and feelings, from nostalgia and melancholy to joy and wonder. This is a process that is both intensely personal and universally relatable, as it speaks to our shared human experience and the commonalities that bind us together, despite our differences and individualities. As we gaze upon the photo, we are reminded of the power of images to evoke emotions, to tell stories, and to capture the essence of the human condition, a power that is both captivating and humbling, much like the mystery of consciousness itself. As we delve deeper into the complexities of the photo, we find ourselves entangled in a web of epistemological and ontological queries, prompting us to re-examine our understanding of the nature of reality, perception, and the human condition. The photo, as a representation of a bygone era, serves as a catalyst for an existential inquiry into the dialectics of time, memory, and experience, raising questions about the relationship between the individual and the collective, the personal and the universal. This dialectical tension is reminiscent of the hermeneutic circle, where the interpreter's understanding of the text is inextricably linked to their own historical and cultural context, thereby underscoring the inherent provisionality and subjectivity of all knowledge claims. The photo, in this sense, can be seen as a paradigmatic example of the ontological ambiguity of the image, which simultaneously represents and distorts, reveals and conceals, thereby problematizing our attempts to grasp the truth of the past. Furthermore, the photo's capacity to evoke emotions and memories can be seen as a manifestation of the embodied and embedded nature of human experience, where the boundaries between self and world, subject and object, become increasingly blurred, giving rise to a sense of emergent meaning that transcends the sum of its individual components. This, in turn, invites us to consider the role of aesthetics in shaping our understanding of the world, as the photo's formal qualities, such as composition, lighting, and texture, contribute to its effective and cognitive impact, thereby underscoring the intricate interplay between perception, emotion, and cognition. The photo, as a cultural artifact, also raises questions about the politics of representation. where the power dynamics of image production and consumption are inextricably linked to issues of identity, ideology, and social justice, highlighting the need for a critically nuanced and reflexive approach to the interpretation of visual culture. And yet, as we continue to gaze upon the photo, we are reminded of the limits of language and the impossibility of fully capturing the complexity and richness of human experience, which ultimately eludes our attempts at representation and interpretation, leaving us with a profound sense of awe and wonder in the face of the unknowable, and a quiet, unanswerable question that dissolves into the stillness of the unknown.